Okay, with this particular video, we are going to explore how do designers sketch. Well, you need two things. You need a designer's mindset where you see sketches as information, not artworks. And then you need a step-by-step process where you learn techniques to build a sketching skill set. I've taught many students that think they can't sketch or they don't sketch well, but with the correct mindset and process, everyone can sketch. Okay, let's get started. So with this particular sketch here, I'm setting the back wall with a vanishing point so that I can then begin to generate the interior, this spatial view, which is basically a one-point perspective. And I'll start to map out some of the main objects within that space first. I'm not overly thinking about sketching at this stage. What I'm trying to do is just to map out the main things in that space. You know, sketches are not artworks. It is basically me trying to communicate something about the design at this stage. It's information, they're not artworks. And so we do this right the way through the design process. And so with this particular one, I'm just mapping out some of the main things and I'm adding bits of detail in the foreground and then I'm working my way back. So I tend to go light and then dark in the foreground and then work my way backwards. And the mental state I'm in here, I use a thing called the circus analogy, which is effectively, getting in the zone, a state of flow. You're in a particular frame of mind, really. Basically, I'm sketching. I'm not thinking about sketching. I'm thinking about what the design needs. I'm drawing off my knowledge base here that I built up over many years. And I'm just trying to communicate stuff. So I'm thinking through my sketches here. I'm looking for a direction. I sketch to think and I'm trusting my instincts. I'm trusting my intuition and I'm looking for a momentum. I'm looking for something to take me to the next bit of sketch, if you like. I'm not overthinking it at all. It's all very loose. The aim here is to move forward and give the whole thing momentum. And I'm flitting between two mental states. I'm mostly in this subjective state where I'm just in that zone and I'm away with the fairies basically. But also there's certain moments where my awareness breaks that into more objective thinking and I'm thinking, what next? What do I do? Was that any good? How do I take it forward? But mostly I want to be in that subjective zone where I'm not overthinking things. And it's about practice, basically. Designers really sketch every day and they sketch anywhere. And it should be fun. The whole idea of sketching really is that you are seeing your design come together before your eyes in that sense. And once you get into that zone and you have a knowledge base, it's almost like it's design in itself. And so when I'm sketching, I go from the big interior shot and then I start to look and isolate certain bits of furniture and certain objects and elements within that space so that I can build this design language. What does this furniture look like? What's the style? We call it design language. If you're finding this content valuable and you're an aspiring interior designer that wants to unlock your creative potential, then learn to sketch like a designer. My name's Dr. Craig Thomas. 30 years experience in the interior design industry tells me that sketching is the most essential design skill. The most common reason why people struggle with sketching is they fear that they can't sketch or they don't sketch well. There's two things you can do to improve your sketching immediately. First of all, adopt a designer's mindset where you see sketching as information, not as perfect artworks. And secondly, have a step-by-step process where you master techniques to create and build a sketching skill set. I've taught thousands of students over the years with the correct mindset and process, you can sketch. So if you'd like to give yourself the edge and learn how to confidently sketch like a designer, I've created a sketching course for you that takes you through the sketching process step by step. For more information, click on the link in the description. Okay, back to the video. And so I'm looking for certain components that can help me develop that design language. So once I got a few things like bits of furniture that I'm drawing now, and I'm beginning to really understand what they are, I then can apply that to my next sketch. And I don't necessarily start with the full interior and then go to the smaller focused bits of furniture, three-dimensional drawings, which I'm doing now. It could be either, and I could be halfway through an interior view, and I just jump out to that and do these little sketches. So I don't, again, overthink these things. Whatever my process is telling me, my instincts and my intuition, I go with that. And it takes a while to get used to that, but that's kind of how I do it. So how do designers sketch? Well, they sketch through having a mindset that sketches are information. These are not artworks, they're not about perfection. Keep it loose, trust your instincts, trust your intuition. And then it's about having a process where you understand a series of techniques about how to sketch, and then you build a skill set so that you can create these one-point perspectives of rooms all the way down to these little detailed sketches of the furniture and different components. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this sketching series and you found them valuable, and the insights into why designers sketch and why this is the most essential design skill. I hope you found that all valuable. I certainly enjoyed creating them. If you did enjoy them, please like and subscribe.